Okay, so hi everyone. This is Sandy from EXP in Honolulu. I have a special guest here today with me. He's one of the fastest rising stars in Utah and in EXP. His name is he's a really good friend of mine. His name is Nic DeSeelhorst. Did I say
Spot
that
on.
correct?
Yeah, totally. Nailed it.
Good. Hi Nick, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I've had a great morning, enjoying some time here in Salt Lake, and
Yeah.
it's a little smoggy, but that's kind of what happens in our natural ecosystem here in Salt Lake.
Awesome. So we have Nick here today because you guys might already realize, realestate.com has announced that Salt Lake City is going to be the top hottest markets here for 2022 to invest in. So we're going to have Nick talk about the conditions in Salt Lake City, and he's going to give us any tips for buyers and sellers. Would that be good?
Awesome. Yeah, totally. So here in Salt Lake, we'll get into a few things, but just kind of topic of market statistics right off the bat. We have been seeing a little longer on days of market. Last year, around this time, around the spring market, it's super hot. So it was like 5 days, 5 to 10. And now we're sitting in that like 24 day range. The average price range is also pretty high. We're looking at that like $580,000 mark, which is, compared to Hawaii might be a little lower, but here in Salt Lake, kind of some of the bigger metro areas around the nation, it's pretty typical to see that. Okay. And then as far as like Salt Lake market statistics as well, the area is so big, so it kind of varies widely from where you're going. Mm-hmm. But hotter locations are the East Wasatch Front, like the East Bench.
Okay.
And kind of right around the Silicon Slopes. So anyone who's researching Salt Lake City will have heard of the Silicon Slopes. It's just where all the larger tech companies are finding a home here in Salt Lake, and everything around that is exploding.
Did not know that. Yeah.
Like
what kind of companies are there? Like just to name a few.
Yeah, so Adobe, eBay, and Visa has a few, and then a lot of actually government sector jobs. There's a lot out here.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So getting back to the prices, you mentioned it's like something in the mid 500s. What are you getting for that price range?
Yeah, so in Sugar House, like downtown Salt Lake, you're looking probably 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,900 square feet. And then when you get closer to that really booming area of it's like Vineyard, Orem, Harriman, you're getting bigger homes. So 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, and like 2,500 to 3,000 square feet.
God, yeah, those are really big houses actually. I wish
you'll find some of those in that like 500,000, but 500,000 in Harriman in those areas, we'll get you a lot more house, and even some of the newer constructions depending on where they are. But Salt Lake, you're going to be spending 700,000 if you want at least 2,300 square feet. Wow,
that's actually that's not that bad actually. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Comparing it to places like Denver and everything like that, we're pretty even keeled as far as price ranges. Where Salt Lake does have an advantage though is like in utilities. So electricity's less expensive here, water's less expensive here.
Wow. Okay.
So you do save a lot of that.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah. How about gas prices? What are you looking at per gallon? Do you
know? We right now I think are at $3.60.
That's not bad, actually.
And that's like unleaded basic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see 420 here, so we're right up North California, actually.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So getting back to your housing stats, are you still seeing a lot of multiple offer situations where sellers are getting 10, 20 offers for their houses?
Not in the 10 and 20s. It really depends on the location in the house. Obviously, that's kind of real estate, location. But a nice house in a good area, generally we're seeing at least 3 offers, 3 to 5. And then some of the really, premier houses that were hitting the market, you are seeing those like 10 plus offers.
Okay.
And, they list on Thursday, have showings Friday, Saturday, and then make an offer or make a decision by Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to know, actually. Why do you think, in your opinion, is Salt Lake grown so quickly?
Yeah, so it's fun to look at. You know, Realtor.com mentioned how with the pandemic and everything, the mass adoption of working remotely has really influenced where people want to live. You know, you've decided now, okay, if I can work remotely, I can really live anywhere I want to.
Mhm.
So they're leaving some of these bigger metro areas and finding a little more, you know, work-life balance. You want to live closer to the mountains, closer to the recreations that you love. We have some of the most world-class skiing, trail running, rock climbing. You can even find places in Utah where you can go rafting and kayaking. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do in such little time. You know, if you compare Salt Lake to places like Denver,
Yeah.
it's touted as being a really outdoor centric city, but really it's so far away from even their foothills of the Rockies. You know, you're driving at least an hour to get to some of the recreation out there, where here it's, you know, I go trail running 5 minutes from my house, but if I want to go skiing, it's only 30 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad at all, actually.
Yeah, so the quality of life is really, I think, a pinnacle of what people are looking for now. And then on top of that, we are also voted from places like US News as being the strongest economy in the nation, like #1 strongest economy. Growth is one of their factors, as well as just the relationships for businesses that Utah has established. It's just easy for businesses to start here, grow here, and bring in people. We've got, you know, it's funny how people tend to ask, are you Mormon living in Salt Lake? Not all of us are Mormon. I'm not, but it actually has led to some of this economic growth because families have a lot of kids in Salt Lake. Those kids grow up liking and loving the area so much that they tend to stick around. The University of Utah is an amazing school. BYU is an amazing school. So they get great educations, they stick around, companies come in, and then the workforce is here ready to thrive.
Wow. Sounds really, really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great setup, but we've got
bet.
some things to consider with all that growth.
Awesome. Yeah. So, do you have any suggestions for future buyers who are interested in like looking for a place in Utah, Salt Lake?
Certainly. So one of the biggest things is like get with an agent who knows the area pretty well, because you're going to want to, depending on your price range, find the like niches of neighborhoods that you're going to get into. Right. They vary drastically. You can get, you know, a really affordable home in an area that's not so great, and it's not seeing the kind of development and growth that some of the other areas are. So it might be affordable, but you're not going to see fun areas to interact with in the next 10 years. Whereas there are places where if you get into them now at a decent price point, so much money and developments going in there that you're going to have a really lovely community to move into, as well as an established one. Wherever you want to move, those are something to consider. So locations, and then price ranges is always something. So, you know, always get your pre-qualification ready. Sure. Have some money down. Sure. Kind of know your basics of square footage that you want. Sure. You know, real estate anywhere, you're going to want those things. Right. And then, you know, pick your favorite ski resort. Which canyon do you want to be close to? You know, do you want to be in Ogden, which is kind of an up and coming area outside Salt Lake? Or do you want to be in the true heart of Salt Lake, where we're seeing a huge urban redevelopment and getting a lot of nightlife? And yeah, so it's a fun place to nitpick where you want to live. So maybe come rent for a few months, figure those things out, and then start looking.
Sounds good. Okay. What about tips for sellers? Do you think it's still a good time to sell?
You know, it's always the crystal ball. You never know when the best time to sell is, but currently we're in a really hot market. If anything does happen with the real estate market nationally, internationally on those terms, Salt Lake still being touted as one of the hottest markets, again, economically and just in real estate, you're not going to have a drastic change in your prices. I always tell sellers, if you're gonna, leave Salt Lake, go somewhere else, now is definitely the best time to sell, because you're gonna get the top price point for what you're looking for, move and use that to integrate yourself into whatever market you're moving to. The hardest thing for sellers is, either moving completely sideways just into a different house, maybe it's a little newer, whatever it might be, or you're upgrading, trying to find a bigger house. Mm-hmm. Even downsizing has been difficult.
Yeah,
but it's not impossible.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for those good tips, Nic.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. If someone is interested, how do we get a hold of you? Are you going to put your information out on the bottom so we can, your email and whatnot, so we can contact you?
Certainly. Quickly? Yeah.
Sounds good.
So luckily I've got the, last name DeSeelhorst, so I'm pretty easy to find.
Yes.
Nic DeSeelhorst. I'm home at 𝗦𝗢𝗨𝗕𝗏𝗧 is my email. Mm-hmm. Nic DeSeelhorst is my Instagram handle and Facebook. Mm-hmm. And then, you can find me just Googling me.
Sounds good.
And then as far as like some of the things that you'll want to take advantage of, mm-hmm. I'm pretty experienced in a lot of the outdoor activities here. So if not using me for real estate, just plug in, ask me about the restaurants nearby, ask me where some dog friendly trails are, whatever it might be.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Well, thank you so much, Nic, for your time. Appreciate it.
Anytime, Sandy. Good talking with you.
You have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.